My name is Elaine Kubiak, and I apologize for reading this, but honestly, so much has happened since I first came to see Dr. Bergman that I had to write it down because I wouldn't remember all of the different things. I'm a registered nurse and a certified diabetes educator, and I have had a long career in the pharmaceutical industry as a representative. So I drank the Kool-Aid, albeit with great doubts, because I observed the results of Western medicine, which were really pathetic. And I finally came to realize that the people I was told were quacks were not the quacks, and that the real healer is within you, and that if you just stop giving your body poison and get out of the way of healing, that it will and correct the damage to the nervous system, which I never had any idea how important that was. I did not really understand. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay. So basically, I had gotten to I've had pain my whole life since I was a little girl. I got to the point where I was in so much pain that I couldn't carry out activities of daily living without pain. I had to take a pill to go to the store and do groceries. And I live in New York City, and that means walking. And the biggest pain there was in my hip and in my my left foot, my right hip and my left foot. So that was despite intensive physical therapy with one physical therapist after another. A lot of it I had to pay for myself because Medicare doesn't pay for squat. And the progress I was making just got less and less and less, and it was just so incredibly discouraging. And I had 2 surgeries, one on my left hand, which is kind of messed up, but the left foot is really messed up. I had so much pain in that foot between being in orthotics for years and years and having a surgery where the doctor decided he was going to adjust the joint. I had pain in my heel, pain on the top of the foot, pain on both sides, pain on the ball of the foot, pain in the joint of the big toe, and I could not put my foot down on a floor. I had to have the shoes right there by the bed with cushion, or I could not bear weight on my feet. And I really felt like, my life was over. So I found Dr. Bergman looking for help for my little girl, and she has very severe allergies. And I was looking for natural ways to heal her, and she's just a baby. She was only 2 when I found Dr. Bergman. And Google brought up how to heal allergies fast. And everything he said that pertained to humans made sense for animals too. And then I started looking at the rest of his videos, which were amazing. And I found one on reversing arthritis, and I said, holy, okay, this is what, I just couldn't believe. I was like so thrilled to see this, because I would ask my doctors, how come you can't heal arthritis? And either they couldn't give me an answer, or they'd say, well, the joints don't have any blood supply, so when they get injured, they can't heal. So, scratch my head. Okay, how can they be alive if they don't have any way to acquire nutrients and expel waste? So that just didn't make any sense. And of course, Dr. Bergman explained, joints get their nutrients by imbibition, which is when you open the joint, the interstitial fluid comes in, provides nourishment, the waste products flow out, but your blood has to be healthy in order to do that. I actually had pretty healthy diet, so in that respect I was good, but the compromise of the joints and the discs in my spine was just really bad. So I was also very stunned and angry when he revealed that non-steroidal anti-inflammatories like Motrin, Aleve, those drugs, and Tylenol blocked the production of proteoglycan, which is a protein that your joints absolutely must have in order to regenerate. Well, duh! If you're giving this out like candy, you're never going to see anything regenerate. Plus, they haven't a clue about what kind of exercises to prescribe, and everything they prescribe is wrong. So, why did doctors not know that these drugs are so toxic? I don't get it. Anyway, I finally was able to find a way to get here, and I got a flexible plane fare because I wasn't sure how long I would need to stay, and I found a place where I could bring her and have a small kitchen and be able to make food. And so basically I've made tremendous progress in getting here. And again, I had to write all this down because I'll just never remember it off the top of my head. But I've had pain since childhood, constantly spraining my ankles from the age of 3. I remember crawling on my hands and knees up the back stairs because I couldn't put weight on my ankle when I was 3 years old. And I realized that that had to be from an injury. Now, looking back on it, that had to be weakness in those muscles that came from probably some injury to the spine. And I grew up in a bad situation, so we don't need to go there. But then when I got to be about 12, they decided that I had to go into orthotics, which was awful. And so this basically is the list of successes that I've had. So the orthotics in the feet, that started the whole process, along with all the spinal 9 subluxations and scoliosis and reverse neck curve and everything else. So I've had bilateral trochanteric bursitis, which is the pain on the outside of the hip. That was chronic for 15 years. That's down to almost nothing. Now I can walk without pain, and I can walk without taking the pain pill. I still have a little bit of pain going up and down stairs, but it's doing much, much better. My gait has stabilized. I've basically had a restoration of muscular strength overall. I had not been able to participate in any kind of aerobic exercise for, I would say, over 10 years. And now I can walk 2 miles or more almost every day on the beach barefoot. And that's on the hard sand, which also, you should know, is a tremendous de-stressor. If you are upset about anything, go walk on that wet sand. It just like pulls everything out of you. Your head clears, you calm down, you can think. It's really phenomenal. The improvement in strength in my hands and reduction in pain in my hands is, again, it's still got a ways to go. Probably another good year before it's completely healed, maybe more. But reduction in pain and increase. My arches, my feet were totally flat and deformed, and now I actually have an arch in my foot. And it looks like a foot. I have a picture before, but I didn't get that together here. Sorry about that. Okay. Reduction in spider veins and age spots, which is something I had no idea was going to happen. I had like a lot of them around here. Now there's just a few that you can see. And the age spots, now, it's just quite amazing. They've really faded a lot. And that's eating more healthy fats and staying away from the polyunsaturated fats. And the other thing is that you make wonderful friends here. Everybody that comes here is here because they're at the rope's end, and they've been told by their medical doctor that there's nothing that can be done for them, or what they can do is, we'll cut you open, we'll put titanium rods in your spine and fuse everything, or, cut your foot off or whatever. Nothing that really means anything, where Dr. Bergman's approach is truly holistic. And he takes in everything: detoxification, nourishment, proper nourishment, restorative sleep, mental and emotional attitudes, which are really good. He's got wonderful videos on all of this. And meditation, that's another thing, and exercise. For the first time in my life, I'm able to sit and go into a deep meditation without pain for the first time, because I can sit without pain. And it's just amazing, because I can sit for just 10 minutes and get right down into a very deep spot. It obliterates stress. Your mind clears, you can solve problems, you get ideas. It's just a beautiful thing. And I also wanted to thank Dr. DeWitt for caring for Ada. And she is definitely making progress, and I think probably in another month we're going to be where we need to be with her. Dr. DeWitt also has wonderful teaching on vision, and I discovered about 3 weeks ago that I had less pain in my feet when I didn't have my glasses on. And I realized that when I wear the glasses, my head goes forward like this. I said, oh, okay, I really have to fix my eyes. And I asked Dr. Bergman, and he said, yes, glasses interfere with proprioception, and that is your sense of where you are in space. So you have less balance, I think, also as a part of that. So the exercises that you do for the vision are fun, and I haven't quite got myself organized, but that's my next goal, is to incorporate those exercises into my daily routine. And Dr. Mike also does great seminars on nutrition and exercise, and both of what Dr. DeWitt and Dr. Mike do contribute to what Dr. Bergman does here. And they are great chiropractors, both of them, and they've given me also excellent insights on my own health, and they're also fun. So I also want to express my gratitude to the staff. Those women are wonderful. They are so busy, and they're such a wonderful team. They really work together, and despite how busy they are, they're always warm and kind, and they're really wonderful to my little girl. And let me see, what else is there here? So the other thing I'm doing is I'm looking forward to sharing Dr. Bergman's work with my chiropractors and physicians, medical doctors, in New York. And I have one chiropractor that I was going to because it's the only one I could afford, but he's actually a really good guy on Medicare. And I found Dr. Bergman, and I got an appointment with Dr. Mitchell and asked him, would you be willing to go along with this? Would you be willing to try to implement his practices, whatever he's doing? And he said, yes, absolutely. So I'm going to go back. I have a video, and this is, if you come here, make sure you get a video of Dr. Bergman adjusting you. Make sure you get copies of your x-rays and your results so that you can bring them to your chiropractors, and make sure you talk to your chiropractor before you come here instead of dumping it on him when you get back, because this way he'll be kind of prepared for it. And you may be able to find somebody in your area who actually does this kind of work, but I think that Dr. Bergman and his staff are just, you know, one in a million. So the other thing I want to say is with regards to toxicity, that I've become now a very, very strong advocate against glyphosate and GMOs. Educate yourself on it. Dr. Bergman's got some videos that addresses that, and if you put his name in, you'll get some real good stuff there on the toxicity of it. And there's also a Dr. Don Huber, H-U-B-E-R, who has an interview with the guy on Bulletproof Radio. If you Google Don Huber Bulletproof Radio, you'll get an hour and 25-minute video on the guy who, he was a 41 years in the military as a colonel, and well, maybe not all the time as a colonel. He and then he came to work for Purdue University, which is big agribusiness, and then he worked for the USDA and a couple of other high-level things where he started exposing what was going on with glyphosate, and he gives a very good history of the development of this drug that was basically invented as an industrial cleaner because of its activity as a mineral chelator. And early 1960, and Monsanto patented as either an antibiotic, or it was patented as an antibiotic first, and then as an herbicide, because as an herbicide it works by destroying the microbiome of the plants, because just like us, they need bacteria and those microscopic organisms to live and to produce nutrients for them, just like we need them to produce for us. So learn, come here, get active, and let's all change things. Thank you.